Hey everybody, springtime's almost here, and we're going to give you 5 things that you need to keep in mind on how to improve your soil quality. Alright, so when we're talking soil quality, we're going to go real high level here. We're going to go 30,000 foot, and we're going to give you 5 things. What do we need to be looking at to really improve our soil and to make our land work for us? Alright, the first thing you need to do is get a soil test. Number 1 is always get a soil test. Make sure you're using a good lab that has the right techniques that are going to give you accurate results. Alright, when you look at your soil test, that is extremely important to know what's actually going on in your dirt. You don't want to guess. You don't want to think that you know what's going on. You know, as much as you think that you can understand what's in your soil, you need to be out there and you need to walk your ranches. You need to smell your soil. Yes, I said smell your soil. There's a lot that you can learn whenever you start smelling your soil. Smell yours and your neighbors. You know, people give me a weird look and they think, who is this guy? No, it's worth it. Trust me. You'll start to learn a lot whenever you do that. Get the soil test. See what's going on your ranch today. Number 2, stop killing microbes. We've inherited a lot of cultural practices that kill microbes, and you know, then you got the guys who are a little bit obsessed with it, and they, you know, if you step foot out in your orchard, you're going to kill a microbe. Yes, I understand, but we need to start to shift our practices as best we can to help our microbes instead of hinder them. So, you know, stop tilling every 2 weeks. Stop putting copious amounts of sulfuric acid down. You know, put a cover crop down if you can. Don't leave your ground barren up on top. Overwatering, underwatering, all those kill just copious amounts of microbes. Work on that and try and grow your microbes instead of hindering them. All right. Number 3, you got to address your deficiencies and you got to address your excesses. All right. So if you're looking at your soil test and it says that, you know, 80% is of your exchange capacity is taken up by calcium, you need to start changing that. That's an excess. If you have a deficiency and you see that you have, oh, I only have 2% of the potassium that I need, you probably need to address that. All right. Addressing deficiencies is easy. Just add them in. Okay, when you get to excesses, there's a few more tricks that go in there, but it's essentially you're just going to bring everything else up to an acceptable level, because the closer you are to balance, the less that those minor details will go into effect. All right, so we'll do another episode on addressing excesses and deficiencies and how you want to go about that. But all in all, you have a deficiency, if I could get it out of my mouth, add it. If you have an excess, add everything else up to a sufficient level. All right. The next thing is to grow your microbes. Use inoculants. Put down compost. You should be adding organic acids that have food for your microbes and sugars. That there's a difference between organic acids and humic and fulvic. You know, when you put down a cover crop, help your microbes grow. Do all those things that we talked about just a second ago that's killing your microbes. Stop those and do the things that you can to help grow your microbes. It's extremely important. If you can grow your microbes, they start working for you and they give you more benefit than ever to help go up into your plant. All right? The 5th thing you need to look at is growing a healthy plant. If you're growing a healthy plant is the fastest, easiest, and best way to grow healthy soil. All right, that kind of brings up that chicken the egg dichotomy that you got to think about. Well, you said you do all this to get healthy soil, and I need soil to grow a plant. That's where some of your foliar nutrition comes in, some of your very precise nutrition, plant available, using it at the right time, using an orthofos in spring, using some available an ammonium type nitrogen through the growing season, finishing with the potassium, getting that plant healthy and just giving it just enough to get through the season so it's healthy and it's putting all that photosynthetic energy back into the soil. All right. Now, if it's putting all that back into the soil, you can start to grow organic matter at a very quick rate. All right, a 1% increase in organic matter can hold 1 inch of rainfall, sequester 20 pounds of nitrogen, and holds 12,000 pounds of carbon. 1% increase in organic matter can do that. That's only possible when you get the whole system working for you. If you can get the whole system working for you, you can accomplish more than you thought in just 1 year's time. I've had a couple places where we've done more than 1% increase in organic matter in just 1 year. So when you take all those things into effect, 5 tips. Get your soil test. Stop killing microbes. Address your excesses and your deficiencies. Grow your microbes and grow a healthy plant. When you do all those things, you're working with Mother Nature and you're going to have great results.